Hey everybody, this is Rustin Rose with Metalholic Magazine, Mojo Radio, and The Examiner. With me today, one of the most iconic voices in heavy metal, the front man for Primal Fear, Ralf Scheepers. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm great. It's late night here and it's chilling cold, but it's well. Thank you.
Yeah, you're pretty late over there. What time is it now?
Well, actually, it's 10:30. It's not that late for a musician, but
All right, so you guys, man, 15 years now?
Primal Fear, yes, almost, yes.
Almost 15 years now. What do you guys attribute the longevity to? I mean, you and Matt have been together the entire time, and of course Magnus has been around for a while. Alex has been in and out here and there.
Yep.
What's kept you guys together, and what keeps you going?
The same spirits and the same passion making music and the love to heavy metal, and of course our friendship now over the years as well. So we grew together on the road and of course as friends, and it's just great to make music, the passion you love to do with your best friends, and that's what became we over the year.
Right. The title of the album, Unbreakable, is that sort of what you're talking about there, sort of that solidarity among the band members?
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of hard hard times behind us, and maybe of course also in front of us, but we will always stick to what we do because we love what we do, and that's like I said before, it's our passion. And everybody's just bitching about the bad business right now. Of course there's a truth behind that, but if you look at it on a positive side, we can still tour the world with our music and still sell albums out there and please fans, and they please us with coming to our shows, and it's just a gorgeous thing. It's just great, and we love to keep doing that, and that's why we have a statement. We're unbreakable because we always will stick to what we do and do it in our life.
Now the songs on Unbreakable, to my ear, seem to hark back to your very early albums. Was that the intent this time around?
Absolutely. We wanted to close the circle again to the first albums. Until Nuclear Fire, I think we have a really metal hard style, and then afterwards we started to combine a little bit more experiments here and there with keyboard sounds and strings and so forth, which doesn't mean that we don't like it anymore. It's just we want to replace on your Unbreakable. We wanted to replace the strings and keyboards a little bit more with guitars again, and still we have those songs like Where Angels Die, where we have those epical parts going on and bombast going on. So we didn't change so much in writing, just a little bit more guitars again and replacing the piano stuff.
Right. Well, and beautiful segue there. Alex Bayroth's back in the band. I mean, officially in the band now. I know he's been helping you guys out off and on over the years.
Yes.
How has that changed the band's dynamic, having him in there?
I mean, we've been touring now 2 years with Alex as an instant, as a fixed member of Primal Fear. And of course, like you said, he replaced a lot of other guitars before because they didn't do the job because of family problems and job problems and so forth. And he was the first choice doing being a fixed member now. He's just do great. He's doing really great together with Magnus, and they really grew together as a great guitar duo. And he helps a lot with his talent to increase somehow the quality of the songs.
Right. He has a very unique style of playing, a lot of neoclassical stuff in there that sort of jives very well with Magnus's stuff. Now, lyrically or conceptually, did you have any goals in mind with Unbreakable?
No, we didn't want to make a conception album. Lyrically, we always choose themes out of our private life, sometimes combined with a little bit of fantasy, science fiction going on. Sometimes it's just entertainment. Sometimes it's a pure metal power lyrics song, and sometimes, as I said, we use personal experiences. Like, for instance, in the song "Born Again," I was at the funeral of my buddy. He was buried at the morning, and I was playing football with him when I was a kid, and then I got that sad theme going on because I lost my sister years ago and my dad. So I made a basic song about the theme, if we're ever going to meet up again and say hello to each other, if there's a God and something like that. I just then keep it a little bit more basic and not personal. It's just a little bit of a soup of spices from here and there, and then you have the lyrics together, you know.
Right. Now, how does the writing process work in the band when you've got so much talent there and everything? Do you guys just bring in bits and pieces, or do you come in with like full songs and flesh them out, or?
Yeah, it's basically full songs. I mean, we're a team of 4 members writing, and that's the great advantage of ours, because now, on this production we had already 20 songs together again, because everybody's so creative, you know, and that's a good thing. I mean, the guys absolutely know what to come up with, because they have my singing maybe already in mind, what I'm going to do on it, you know. So it's very easy for me then to find ideas on it when they send me a playback and stuff. That's the way we work nowadays, swapping files over the internet, because we are not located anymore in one city.
Right.
It's sometimes it's an advantage, sometimes it's a disadvantage, because of course a band still has to rehearse, and that's what we're going to do. In about 2 weeks, we start to rehearse for the tour and stick together again in the rehearsing room. I think because we're guys, we're coming from the background. We did that in the early days. We rehearsed our asses off in the rehearsing studio, and we know how it is. But I would suggest really also younger bands nowadays to still do that, and not only sit in front of the computers and write their music there, you know.
Right. It really takes something out of it when you don't have that chemistry and magic. And I think that's why you see so many young bands with members dropping out left and right, because they're really not, they don't have, like you said, that solidarity that makes them unbreakable.
Absolutely, that's true. Man. They're not capable enough. You know?
Right. Now, last year you released your first solo album. Why was last year the time for you to finally do that?
Because there was the time to do it. I mean, I've been collecting many ideas over the years. The initial idea was 2007, and then I sat together with Matt and talked a little bit about the conception, what we're going to do. Because my idea was somehow to make a ballad only solo album, but that would have been no sense. He convinced me, and he's absolutely right, because Scheepers stands for heavy metal as well, my name, and so we composed also some metal songs. And Sander Gummins from Ex After Forever, he also helped me with a few tracks on it. Magnus, Matt, and Alex also helped me writing. Tim Ripper Owens was a guest musician on one song on Remission of Sin. I'm really pleased. So it was just a great combination of a little bit more of a variety than you can do on a Primal Fear album. I have those epical songs and mostly really smooth ballads, which we couldn't do on Primal Fear album, you know.
Right, and that was going to be one of my questions too. Was what did you have to say that you couldn't have said on a Primal Fear album?
Songs like Doomsday would never appear on an album, Primal Fear album, or The Pain of the Accused. It's pretty much those acoustic guitar things going on, which I like a lot, you know.
Right. Now, you mentioned Ripper appeared on the album. And now, how did that come about? Because, by now everybody's heard the old tale. It came down to basically you or Ripper for the Judas Priest gig, and for whatever reason, Ripper got it. And you formed Primal Fear, so it all worked out. But how did you guys come to be friends and get him on this project?
We got to know each other on the road. I mean, we've been meeting up on a festival in Spain once, I think, and we've been meeting several times and had a good chat. He's a nice guy, and he was absolutely the right person for Judas Priest, because he has the capability to do it, of course. And then I just asked him per email if he would love to take part in the song, and send him the song, and he loved the song. It's the most important thing. It's the same thing like I'm doing when a band asks me if I want to sing something. First of all, I have to hear the song and I have to like it, and that's what he did as well, and it was just great.
Right, and he's got his fingers in a lot of pies in terms of working with other projects. Now, what else do you have going on outside of Primal Fear? You got your fingers in anything else that you're working on here and there that we need to keep an eye or an ear out for?
Nothing really basically to talk about at the moment, because we're focusing on Primal Fear this year. Absolutely, it's going to be a touring year for us, because we now have the release the album, and of course we want to bring it to the people and to the countries. And we play a lot of live shows this year. But of course I'm singing, as I said, on projects here and there, which maybe are not worth to talk about. It's maybe too early.
Right.
an Argentinian band has asked me if I wanted to sing a part, a duet with them, and I'm writing songs together with an American dude called Andrew Sush, and he's a great talented musician, and I'm not really sure when it's going to be released, so I think it's a little bit too early to talk about it at the moment. And I really don't have so much time anymore to work for him right now, as I said, because we start to rehearse and we're going on tour then.
Now, yeah, as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, weren't you involved a few years back on the Tribusi project?
I didn't sing on the album, but he invited me live.
Right.
And because Michael Kiske couldn't do the gigs, so he invited me to take his part. It was a great experience with Bruce Dickinson on stage and stuff. It was just great party time.
Well, you said a minute ago you guys are going to be doing a lot of touring, obviously. Great album, so it should be an excellent tour. Number one, how much of the album are you guys going to be playing live when you're out there?
We are about to fix the set list these days. So I got the first suggestion today from Matt, and I can really tell you there's 5 to 6 songs from the new album there.
Right.
And we're gonna pick some songs from earlier days, from the Black Sun album, from the Nuclear Fire album. So it's pretty tough after 9 albums now to choose set to please everybody. But we're doing our best, and the same thing here. We have to like it first. We're gonna play it up and down in the rehearsing room and discuss things over and over again until we have the final set list done.
Now, with the expense of coming to the States so high, will we get to see Primal Fear in 2012?
There are negotiations right now, so our agency is working on it. We're hopefully will come, but as you just said, it's pretty hard with the embassy getting the working visa again and the lawyers and stuff. It's a big pain in the ass to come there, but it's worth it in the end because we enjoyed everything last time, and we're going to do it again, of course. And then South America maybe, and hopefully Japan, and the first time maybe Australia is also in the pipe. So we're going to see what's going to happen.
Now, Matt and Alex also both play in Sinner and Voodoo Circle. Any chance one or both will perform with Primal Fear live at some point?
We have done this in South America, where Sinner was supportive of Primal Fear, and Matt and Alex played in Sinner. But I don't know. There's nothing really planned at the moment. But this could always happen. I mean, Alex and Matt, they're just working workaholics.
Yeah.
They're working their ass off, even live. They play 4 or 5 hours and they're totally exhausted afterwards, but they absolutely enjoy it.
I know. I mean, I can't believe that. It's like Matt's in 3 bands, Alex in 3 bands at least. If you were ever to do like another duet on a Primal Fear album and bring in a female vocalist to sing with you, who would you reach out to first?
I think it's not a good idea anymore. I think it's over with the ideas of doing too much duets,
Right.
But never say never, so I don't close the door for that.
Okay.
It's just at the moment there's nothing coming in my mind. But I just came home from the Rock Meets Classic tour, and there's also very great female singers on it, and Amanda Somerville would really fit for maybe a possible track. But I would never say it now that this is going to happen.
Okay, so last question before we get out of here, just for fun. Obviously, you're a huge Judas Priest fan. What, in your mind, is the essential Judas Priest album? The seminal one. Painkiller?
Yes.
Why that?
But first of all, yeah, but it's a hard question too. Yeah. I mean, I'm coming from the Screaming for Vengeance era,
right?
But I think Painkiller topped everything because it was just unrestricted and it was just 100% metal in your face, screaming vocals, pounding drums. As Scott joined the band and so forth, so I can really say I'm still a big fan of that album.
Excellent. Ralf Scheepers of Primal Fear, new album Unbreakable is out. Definitely go pick it up. Don't illegally download it. Support the artists. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. It's always great. We're hoping that you'll get over here to the States as well as tearing up Europe and everywhere else that you're looking to go.
Thanks for having me, and take care, and see you guys, huh?